Arsenal have just delivered the biggest statement of the title race so far. They just beat Aston Villa 4-1. That was chaotic. That was very, 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 very unexpected if you're an Aston Villa fan. But I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, that's a fantastic result. And not just that, we didn't just only see that today. We also saw Manchester United somehow draw with the worst team in the Premier League this season, who have gotten only 3 points. And one of those points came against Manchester United in 19 games. I don't know how there's going to be an explanation for that. But even worse, we see Chelsea draw yet again. 3 games and no win in the Premier League. But you know what? I'm going to start with Arsenal. That was a second half masterclass. You know, in the first half, I looked at that game and it just didn't look like there was a lot that Arsenal were offering. And I would say it was a fair game or it was an equal game. But to be honest as well, Villa looks like they could take the lead in that game, and it just looked like Arsenal were playing really rubbish. Like they just did not look like they were playing well at all. But just imagine how much that second half changed. The fact that it was 0-0 at the first half and it ended 4-1. That one goal was literally a consolation goal. They took these guys to the cleaners. One, two, three, four in 45 minutes. They just absolutely ran riots. And I was just looking at this and thinking to myself, like, was this the Villa that just won 11 games straight? Villa had just won 11 matches in a row, including Arsenal, by the way. Now, it's one thing to go unbeaten for 11 games. That's one thing. To go without drawing as well is now completely different. 11 matches in a row where they won. And guess what? Arsenal were also one of those games. One of those 11. Aston Villa were completely blown away. 4-1. 4-1. Like, I can't even believe it. Like, it's one thing to end your winning streak by drawing a game. It's another thing to lose 1-0. It's another thing to lose 2-0. Maybe 3-0. But 4-1. And the one was a consolation goal at the end of the game. You have to say that Arsenal, right now, they are really, really, really saying, we're going to win this title. We're going to push for this title. I don't like it because I'm a Liverpool fan, but they are really pushing for this title, and it looks like this might actually really be their season because recently they hadn't even played that well, and then all of a sudden they're absolutely destroying the team in the best form in the league. 4-1. Like I said, it was even 1-0. 4-1. That is so impressive. Like, I have to even be like very, very honest here. We thought it was a three-horse race. Right now it's a two horse race. Remove Aston Villa from there. I mean, you never know. Like, things change in one game. Arsenal could lose one game and Aston Villa win the next game, and it's back to a 3 point gap. But right now it's 6 points, and you have to say that I never really expected Aston Villa to be in a title race, but all of a sudden I feel like right now they're completely out of it because this could be one of those results where you never know how it's going to affect them. Hopefully, they can get back in form, win their next game or something. But losing 4-1 after winning 11 games straight, there's going to be a weird way you feel after that. But, you know, you have to give credit to Arsenal. This is a team that they know exactly what they're aiming for. They've come second 3 times in a run. They just know that this is the time. You can't come second again. It's not an option. Coming second again is just not an option for Arsenal right now. Like, three-horse race is gone. And this is such a big boost for Arsenal because now they're thinking to themselves, like, we just beat the team in the best form in the league 4-1. The next game is going to look like something that they're going to really, really push in that next game. And they also play Liverpool very soon, who have also not been that good. You know, they play Liverpool in 2 games from now at the Emirates as well. So honestly, I'm looking at Arsenal now and I think to myself, like, this could actually be the season. But right now, their closest challengers, Man City, they play January 1st. So the year ends with Arsenal top of the league, 5 point gap. I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, this is the perfect way to end the year. Fantastic way to end the year. And like, they're hoping for the same when they go into the next year. So fantastic result for Arsenal. Really, really good result for Arsenal. And I just think to myself, is this really the year? Like, you guys let me know what you think. Is this the year for Arsenal? Could this actually be the year? Because I think if it's going to be any time, it's going to be now. But the drama continued. Manchester United. Manchester United drew at home at Old Trafford. 1-1 against the almighty bad team in Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolverhampton Wanderers, Wolves, have gone 19 games this season without a win. 1-9, as in almost 20 games without a win. They're bottom of the league with 3 points. And guess who gave them 1 point? Manchester United at Old Trafford. There's no explanation for that. There is absolutely no explanation for that. And I can understand any Manchester United fan who's just tired of all of this. Where is the hope coming from? Where exactly is the hope coming from? Because you cannot be... No, you have to be beating the worst team in the league at home. You just have to. But when you're playing a draw at home to objectively the worst side in Premier League history at this point in a season, some questions need to be asked, because that is completely unacceptable for a team of the stature of Manchester United. You cannot draw with Wolves at home. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, they won the last game 1-0 against Newcastle. It was not a pretty game. It was a very ugly win, but like, a win is a win. And you think to yourself that maybe the next game against Wolves, then Leeds, then maybe Burnley. I think that's the progression. I'm not entirely sure. But you think to yourself, like, these are 3 games that they can easily win. And then they draw against the worst team in the league. Is the problem Amorim? Is the problem the players? Or is the problem from up top? I think the problem is from up top. And I'm saying that confidently. I look at that whole team and it looks like there's something wrong with the mindset of every player in that team. This is a team that I don't see any signs of excellence. This is a team that used to win leagues for years. They won 13 league titles under Alex Ferguson. 13. And the last time they won a league title was 13 seasons ago, because we're in 25-26. The last time they won it was 2012-2013. So it's been 13 seasons now since they won the league title. It just shows how far they've come. And the fact that it doesn't look like they're even playing any better. They've just looked terrible. 1-1 against Wolves. That needs some serious investigation. I'll just say it again. I think there's a lack of excellence at Manchester United. That is it. There's a lack of excellence at Manchester United. Because why on God's green earth are you drawing at home against the bottom side, against objectively the worst team in Premier League history at this point in a season? A draw at home. Questions need to be asked about Manchester United. But then another team that just shocked me today, Chelsea. Well, that's a lie. I was not even shocked. Drawing at home with Bournemouth. I mean, they always find Bournemouth as their boogeyman. They just tend to not win games against Bournemouth. I mean, there are obviously times when they beat Bournemouth, but Bournemouth seems to be that team that just have some historical results against Chelsea for some reason. But I look at this team now and I question, what's the hope? Like, if you're a Chelsea fan, what are you hoping for? What do you expect? 3 games now without a win. 2 points from 9. That is just not good enough. This is a team that literally beats Barcelona 3 weeks ago. No, 3-0 a couple of weeks ago, maybe like a month ago. 3-0. Barcelona, the current champions of Spain. The current leaders in La Liga. 3-0. And right now, they're struggling to even find a win anywhere. I think their last win came in the Carabao Cup against Cardiff. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is just absolutely shambolic from Chelsea. Like, what's the issue? Is it time for us to start looking at Maresca and saying what's the problem? I think for me, the real issue with Chelsea right now is that they lack leaders. Yes, don't get it twisted. Reece James is a fantastic leader. He's their captain as well. But how many senior players do they have? It's a young team, Who's going to lift their heads up when things are not going very well? Who's that experienced player who has done something great, who has won a title somewhere, who has fought to bring his team out of a bad time, who has done that for them in that team before? I don't think there's anyone there. The best they have is Reece James right now. When he won the Champions League, that's really what he has for himself. And maybe Enzo Fernandez, he's won a World Cup, but still, are those the players who are going to bring Chelsea out of this poor form? I don't know. I don't think so. And I think maybe, yes, I understand that they're trying to get a young team and do, build a project. But I do think that there needs to be a balance. Find one or two players who have done some successful stuff in other leagues or other teams and bring them in. Let them build with the team that's growing. When they had a player like Thiago Silva, I'll probably say that was a good signing for them. At some points you could tell that he was saving them with some saves, some goals as well. But right now, what's happening? Who's that player that's going to bring them out of the mud? I don't know. I don't see it. But altogether, this was a very fantastic way to end the year, 2025. Great result for Arsenal, top of the league, 5 points clear. You know, it's theirs to lose, and now all the pressure is on Manchester City. Manchester United, it is well, and Chelsea. I'm just happy to be above you as a Liverpool fan. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and cheers.